Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1159. Happy Friday, Hoodie Friday in the house. Cubs are back in act. We're supposed to be playing last night, but we had some nasty weather in the Midwest, cold and rain. Go Cubs, go! Today is Friday, correct? Today is Friday. Is today Friday 120? I can't remember. Around 1:20, I'll be at the Sheraton Hotel this afternoon, getting prepared for tomorrow's Madison Card Show. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Let's flash that banner. Scores today. Today is Friday. 1:20, Cubs, Marlins. Jamison Tyone is back on the mound for the Chicago Cubs. Happy Friday. Tomorrow is the Madison Card Show. I will be set up. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 9 to 3 are the show hours, but you can arrive early and my bargain boxes will be up and ready for your perusing beginning around, let's call it 7. Actually, probably before then. I might even get them all set up tonight. Room won't be open tonight, but I'll get my bargain boxes set up so they'll be ready for you in the morning. So if you get there early, most dealers don't start setting up until 7. So if you get there super early, hey, at least you'll have something to do. You can sit down and shop my bargain boxes. Also, I did find my non-sports box. So I will have a non-sports quarter box tomorrow, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Also, with that, is Dan here? I don't see Dan popping in the chat yet. Korean Cardboard. Dan has been begging for some non-sports Name That Player. It's a free-for-all Friday. We play Name That Player today. It'll be non-sports edition. Actually, to appease the sports fans, there's going to be at least one sports card. We'll start with baseball. We'll do that later this morning. We may bookend it. We'll see. There's Dan. What's up, Dan? We're playing non-sports edition of Name That Player. It's music heavy today. Music heavy. Name That Player. So switching gears. I found my non-sports box. It was literally like right in front of me the whole time. That's what happens when you have too many cards. Is there such thing as too many cards? No, there's not. So the non-sport box, I had thought about, there's a lot of music cards that I had thought about listing on eBay as singles. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to throw them in quarter boxes. If they don't sell, maybe down the road, I'll put them in my eBay store. But for now, they'll be in my quarter boxes tomorrow. The Madison Card Show. 175 tables, 3 ballrooms, 9 to 3, free admission, John Nolen Drive. So also, by the way, important note, and I need to post this in the Madison Card Show Facebook page also. This weekend is the Great Midwest Horse Show, which is at the Alliant Energy Center, which is right across the street from the Sheraton Hotel, which is also where the grounds where they have Bratfest next month. The Great Midwest Horse Show brings in a lot of people. I had somebody mention to me, like, hey, the Beltline's going to be packed. So if you're coming in, expect delays at John Nolen Drive tomorrow because it brings in a ton of traffic, not only the Madison Card Show, but the Great Midwest Horse Show. So be prepared for bumper-to-bumper traffic at the John Nolen exit tomorrow as you're coming into the Madison Card Show. Next up, Madison. So, of course, tomorrow and then next month is May 25th. That's the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, which also coincides with Bratfest. So we've talked about some of the bands that will be playing Bratfest next month. So Madison Card Show, May 25th. June 22nd is the other confirmed date. And we're still waiting for July, August, September dates to be confirmed. And remember, just a reminder, because I had several people say, well, I thought it was the 27th. No, it was never. The Madison Card Show was never, ever scheduled for April 27th, 2024. The Madison Card Show is never set in stone for the last Saturday of each month. That's the goal. I want the dates to be the last Saturday of each month, depending on the month. We won't do it in July, obviously, because that's the same weekend as the National. But for the most part, of course, holidays could throw a wrench in, like Christmas. I do try to aim for the Thursday or the Saturday of Thanksgiving. So I aim for dates, but that doesn't always mean the venue is available. I wanted to have the show on April 27th this year because there's like no shows next weekend. There's all kinds of shows this weekend. Minnesota's this weekend. Green Bay's this weekend. Woodstock is this weekend. I think there's a show down in Peoria this weekend. So there's a lot of card shows this weekend, and there's not too many next weekend. So that's the way it rolls sometimes. I don't have control over that. The venue could get booked, and that's a business decision for the Sheraton. I get it. So July, August, September, I hope to have it the Saturday before the National, but if the venue's not available, we can't have it. So don't set any of your date until they're confirmed. Do not set your calendar to any Madison Card shows that are not confirmed, which is July through the rest of the year. So tomorrow, Madison Card Show, April 20th. Next one, May 25th, and then June 22nd, rest of the year, TBA. Yes, Dan, we will be doing a non-sports edition, mostly music today. There are some, actually, it's kind of a mix. It's not just music. It's a nice mix of non-sport. But we're gonna the first card will be baseball, just to appease the sports fans, because I know some people, I don't want to do non-sports, so we'll do one baseball. All righty. What else is going on? Today's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. Now we got that out of. So what did I do on Thursday? A lot of shipping, a lot of sales are still up. eBay sales are still going crazy. I'm just trying to take advantage of it. I'm just trying to keep that engine purring. So I sent out like a newsletter yesterday. It'd been a couple weeks. I think I did one last week for Heritage, but wanted to just pump a newsletter out. You know, maybe gain a few clicks from that. And yesterday was another good day, above my daily goal. Not as didn't make as much as Tuesday, Wednesday, but it was still a good day. Still, above the daily mark that I set. My impressions are way up. They were hovering around the last few months. My 30? Yeah, my 31-day traffic impressions were around 16 to 17 million. And now it's approaching 19 million. So my impressions are up. My page views are up. My sales conversion rate's at 10.2%, which is a number I really don't take a look at, but typically there is a correlation. Higher sales conversion rate, higher sales numbers. And that's the case at 10.2%, where that number the last few months has been in the 6 to 7% range. So good things on eBay. And I'm trying to keep shipping, obviously, and keep listing as well. And I've listed a lot of modern baseball because that seems to be moving swiftly out of my store. So I've been entering some prospects and current superstars out of baseball. What else is good? I thought there was something that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember. I didn't do anything yesterday. Didn't even take Biscuit for a walk. It was raining. It's been this week, although it looks nice. The sun is no clouds, not a cloud in the sky. Sun is out, which is nice. It's been a while since we've seen the sun. We had a stretch of like 2 or 3 days where it was just like beyond beautiful, like the perfect weather. And then it got cloudy, cold, and rainy. And it puts you in this funk. Puts Biscuit in a funk because she can't go on a walk. It's raining. So did not venture out Yeah, I did some couch listing last night. And that's about it. Pretty boring day. Let's go to the chat. We will play Name That Player this morning, non-sports edition. Steve Ains Comedy, what's up? Happy Friday. Victor's in the house. Happy Friday. Go Cubs. Baseball. Back at Wrigley today, Friday 120. Todd's in the house. Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope the Madison show goes great tomorrow. Thank you. What's my goal tomorrow? You know, I talked about it last weekend when I set up at the Janesville Card Show. And what's my now I wouldn't consider it a goal. What's my not task? There's a word I'm looking for and I can't think of it. Agenda, I guess. That's not the word I'm looking for, but let's just roll with agenda. What's my agenda for this weekend? I am setting up. So, which I haven't set up in Madison in a few months. I think December was the last time I set up. So it's going to be nice. And I know there's regular monthly customers that see me and they're like, "Are you set up? Are you set up?" I'm like, "No." And they're bummed. They like looking through my quarter boxes. Even better, I'm setting up next to my buddy Tom, East Coast Tom, I don't know if we've ever set up next to maybe December, because he just started setting up a few months ago. So I think he took my spot. And Tom asked me, I don't know if it was last weekend or he helped me at the Kane County show last month. And he goes, "So when you start setting up again, am I going to lose my spot?" And I'm like, no. That's not how this works. You keep your spot. I'll go wherever there's a spot open. It just so happens the two dealers that are on that back wall where I've always set up, with the exception of 1 month, when I have set up, actually no, 2 months. Set up in that back. They're one I think is in Woodstock, one's in Green Bay this weekend. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take those I'm gonna bring like all of my stuff and set up quarter boxes. So I set up the other times I set up when I opened the second ballroom, I set up downstairs on the back wall where the Ferry Brothers are. The Ferry Brothers will not be set up. So if you shop Ferry Brothers, and I'm disappointed because I bought a bunch of stuff from them last month. Like what else did they have? I think they're on vacation this week. So a lot of dealers, there's a lot of new dealers at the Madison Card Show tomorrow. Let's go through, let me try to find the list here and see how many first-time dealers are setting up tomorrow. There's a lot of first-time dealers tomorrow. And I did that on purpose because I knew that I would be losing several regulars to various card shows this weekend. So let's see. I've alphabetized. So AJ Collectibles, not a first time, but they're back. They used to set up regularly. They are coming back. So it's been almost a year since AJ has been here. Here's a name that I don't know. I need to follow up with it because they haven't paid and I don't know who it is. But Alex, whoever Alex is, I think he's a first-time dealer. So there's one. Let's see. Brady hasn't set up in like 2 years. So Brady's back. Brandon is a first-time dealer. Let's see. Card Grids, it's been a few months since they've set up. Chad is a first-time dealer. Cody's a first-time dealer. Corey is setting up just for the second time, maybe third time. Dakota's a first-time dealer. Emily's back for just the second time, I believe. Let's see. Gary George is back. He's got great vintage. He's back for the first time since I think December. Jacob's a first-time dealer. Actually, two Jacobs, and both of them are first-time dealers at the Madison Card Show. Let's see. We've got Jesse back after a couple months off. Let's see. I'm not going through all of the names. A lot of these are regulars. Jonathan, I think he's only set up twice. Let's see. Josiah is a first-time dealer to the show. I believe Kevin is a first-time dealer to the show. Let's see. Matt's back for just the second time. Michael is a first-timer. Pat, I believe, is just a second time. Randy's a first-time dealer. Scott is a first-time dealer. Shu was back for just the, I think, third time, but he was set up a couple months ago. But before that, it had been a while, like a year or two. Steve is back for just the second time. Last month was his first show. Let's see. And Tyler is a first-time dealer to the Madison Card Show. So a lot of first-timers, a lot of guys that are back after a hiatus. So will be a nice variety. A lot of regulars will not be. I think. Oh, I've got it set up here. And Eric's a semi. I wouldn't consider Eric a regular. More of a semi-regular. Cardboard Bros. They're set up at the Minnesota show this weekend. Max will be in Green Bay this weekend. Adam will be in Green Bay this weekend. The Lambricks will be in Green Bay because they run the show in Green Bay. Badger Breaks set up in Minnesota. Kyle is on vacation. Ferry Brothers on vacation. And James, I believe, is on vacation. And there might be some other regulars that those are just ones that I wrote down. So there you go. Madison Card Show. Tomorrow, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Herman's here. What's up? Good morning. Value Box Digger, have fun. We're having fun in Minnesota with cardboard. And Value Box Digger met Jeff Wilson yesterday, sports card investor. Dan's in the house. What's up, Dan? Matty Ice, good morning. Dan says, have started our softball season 4-0, but I think I hurt my left rotator cuff a few weeks ago. It still hurts. Need to do some home PT. Keep that winning streak alive. Dan says, no, you will have non-sports tonight. Tonight for Dan, this morning for the rest of us. Zach and Porter's in the house. Zach and Porter will be at the Madison Card Show tomorrow. Dave said, did I hear horse show? I tried to enunciate. Horse show. Hey, speaking of Dave Arnold being in the house, this June, only a couple months ago, I say this June like it's in the far off future. It's only what? Maybe 2 months away. Like 2 months. Shit. This June, I believe it's 25th. June 25th. It's a Tuesday night. Where's the link? It's the 1984 Chicago Cubs reunion event. This is going to be huge. I can't wait. I'll be there. It's going to be a crazy week. The end of June is going to be crazy. June 22nd is the Madison Card Show. A couple days later is Club 400 event. I think I'm going to do some volunteering. It's a 2-day for the Cubs players, but it's a 1-day event. But I think I'm going to go early and help out Monday. So here's let's present club400cubs.com. Club 400 1984 Cubs reunion, Tuesday night, June 25th. Tickets, I believe, go on sale this morning. I don't know if you'll need the password. If you do need the password, listen to the Club 400 podcast, the latest Club 400 podcast, and you will get the password to buy tickets. They are $300 for a ticket, but it's all you can eat, all you can drink, autographs, photos. I think there's like 15 players already confirmed. Now they're working on getting more of the team, but this is already like most of the starting lineup is already confirmed. Oh wait, I took the photo screenshot. All right, so here's who's confirmed: Gary Matthews, Larry Boa, Dickie Knowles, Warren Brewstar, Jody Davis, Steve Trout, Tim Stoddard, Bobby Dernier, Leon Durham, who else? Dave Owen, and I'm missing one other. Richie Hebner, all confirmed. Bob Ibach, who was the PR guy for the Cubs in '84, he's going to be there. Tony Garofalo was the trainer. He will be there. Sharon Panazzo will be there. She was, I believe, the marketing director of the '84 Cubs. So So it's going to be an awesome event. So Tuesday, June 25th, Club 400, which is in Lake in the Hills, Illinois. Tickets, I believe, go on sale to the public at 9 a.m. this morning. If you do need that password, go to the Club 400 podcast, and Stu and William will share that password on that podcast. I can't wait. I will be there. In fact, so it's going to be a busy. June 22nd is the Madison Card Show. And then I'm going to spend a couple days with the Club 400 Cubs reunion. And then I think we're aiming for Thursday to fly to Switzerland. So we are heading to Europe. My wife decided to bring me along this year. Her and my mother-in-law, the notorious MIL, they did a European cruise last summer. But I went to they were cruising while I was at the National. So going to be a busy summer. All righty. Where are we at? Mr. Archer's in the house. What's happening? Good morning. Sports card ripping teacher. Let's play too. It's going to be a Saturday doubleheader at Wrigley Field. Cubs Marlins, which I kind of like because the first game will first pitch 1:20. So by the end of the game, I'll get to watch the second game because the first game will be over by the time I'm wrapped up at the show. Zach and Porter says, Danimal, Mark's no anniversary yesterday. Mark Burley, no hitter. Dan says, I noticed it late and made a tweet a few hours ago. Better late than never. John says, good morning. Loved reminiscing about Whoops yesterday. That was my favorite show for all 6 episodes. It was a great show. And there are, if you want to relive watching the birds. Oh, a robin that's the second bird type that has sat in that nest. The other bird that was nesting in there, they must have had their babies because now a robin's hanging out. What's up, Robin? So yeah, episodes are on YouTube, I believe. Because I've gone back and watched some of the episodes. Now the clarity is pretty weak. It's certainly not HD. Porter, what's happening? Good morning. Zach and Porter, where is LRS? Is he meeting with the Raptors brass, arguing that the player was just engaging in a game of skill and they should back off? Talking about Jonte Porter. He was playing skill games and got banned for life. George in the house, what's up? Good evening to you. Value Box Digger says, if you can't get July, the Saturday before the National, give it a try for a Sunday show. See what happens. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Dan says hi to George. If your option is no show or a Sunday show, I'd try a Sunday show. I don't know if I want to do that. George says, just finished up in the dark room for the night. Time to let the serious beer flow now. Hey, it's the weekend. It's Friday night in Korea. The beer is flowing. Dan says Cheetos and Cass right now. What's Cass? Brian says, happy Taylor Swift loves Travis Kelce Day where everyone loses their minds. Cheers. I have no idea what that means. No idea. Harlan in the house. Good morning. George says, I was drinking height while developing and on to the Asahi draft cans. Are you buying the new Pearl Jam album today? If so, would you please burn me a copy? Oh, is that, I think tomorrow is Record Store Day. I don't remember. I am not buying the Pearl Jam album. And I don't have a CD burner. I should know, being the Pearl Jam fan that I am, I should know this. I did listen. They released their first single off the album. But if the Pearl Jam album is being released today, I probably will buy it. Pearl Jam playing Wrigley this summer, August 29th and 31st. I'll be there on the 31st. Pearl Jam album. Which would make sense if they're releasing the Dark Matter album review. So there you go. Dan says, you want to come down for a game in May or June? Talking to George. Philly Joe's in the house. Good morning. George says he should be able to. Raphael's in the house. What's happening? Let's see. Max is here. Objective. Yes, that's the word I was looking. What's my objective? Yes, that works. Dan says hi, Max. Max says hi, Dan. George in the house. They're making summer plans. James is here. You doing that one-day show in Loves Park? Yes. Yes, I am. That's at the Indoor Sports Center. I believe is it the second Saturday in May? May 9th, I believe. Yes, I will be doing that show. I love that show. And I told the guys, John and Mike, I said, I probably won't set up at a 2-day show again in Loves Park, but I'll definitely, can you do a 1-day show? Because I love the venue. Absolutely love it. So yes, I will be there May 9th. John, does the promoter of the Madison choose his table based on who will watch his table while he's shaking hands and kissing babies? Yes, there is some truth to that. So in fact, before I decided, I reached out to Tom and I said, so Tom helped me at the Kane County show. And he said, hey, if you set up like at your show, I'll watch your table. So he offered the help. And I'm like, you know what? Having 3 ballrooms with the amount of tables I now have, it's not easy to watch my table the whole time. Even just walking around and getting back to my table. So I reached out to Tom and I said, hey, I think I'm going to set up. Will you watch I'm going to set up next to you. Will you watch? And he's like, absolutely. So yes, that's kind of how it works. Let's see. Zach says, are you not in Madison this weekend? I don't get a handshake or hug. No hugs for Zach. It's like moving near your in-laws so you have free childcare. Yes, absolutely. Are all answers today Howard the Duck? Spoiler alert. No Howard the Duck cards in today's Name That Player. I'm selling cards, just walking around with my Land's End bag filled with cards. The promoter can't touch me. Max says he's in Green Bay this weekend. Trimester show. Oh, trimester show. And I do very well there. Very, very well there. Not saying I don't in Madison, though. George says, I lost my regularity to some spicy fried chicken last night. Uh-oh. How's it going? Bucketfoot. Bo reading from a baby name book. Sterling content. This is the first time Bo looked at the roster since last month. He has forgotten to collect tithes from dealers since January. No one names their kid Nigel. That's true. You don't. Well, I bet in Britain, Nigel seems like a British name. So does Clive. Clive and Nigel. I bet there's a lot of Clive and Nigels in England. Jolly old England. Sad when meeting Jeff Wilson is a hobby milestone. Brian Wolf, happy Friday. Or Wes. Happy Free for All Friday, Peter. I'm trying to think if I've had a couple Wes dealers. I met a Weston, who comes to the show. Royals 417, what's up? Zach and Dan also say what's up. Sports card ripping teacher says, careful, my wife had rotator cuff surgery and anchored biceps tendon. Long recovery. I'm doing everything around here. Yikes. Reading that roster of names made me miss the days when Bo spent 30 minutes complaining about contractors, then leaving the room for a few minutes and wrapping up the show early. Content, yes. Oh my God. You're bringing back nightmares. Frickin' doorbell would ring. Dan would fly in for a horse show. Shane's in the house. What's up? Dan says, those were the days. John says, how much do the players charge for an appearance at that thing? At the Club 400 or at the 84 reunion, it varies. Some are like, the older players are usually pretty cheap. And when I say cheap, like $1,000, $2,000, depending on the player. But I know like there was a Cubs relief pitcher a few years ago that wanted $16,000. And eventually I think they negotiated down to, I think like $4K. Brian says if it was the 2003 or 2008 Cubs, I'd be more inclined, but wow, so cool. Yeah, 84, I was just a little guy. I was still in I don't know. When do you get out of diapers? I guess it probably varies by person, but I might have still been in diapers in 84. I was 2. The summer of 84, I had just turned 2. So I was maybe still in diapers, maybe just out of diapers. I don't know. Might have still been pissing my pants. Who knows? So I wasn't, so I don't remember that. I mean, I remember the players, obviously, because they played after 84. And the funny thing is, Dave and I were talking on the phone. Dave Arnold and I were talking on the phone yesterday, and we're talking about the lineup, and it's like, a lot of people are like, oh, wow, Gary Matthews, Bob Dernier, and it's like Jody Davis. And it's like those guys, I see those guys all the time. And it's like, I'm excited to see Dave Owen and Richie Hebner and Warren Brewstar because I've never met any of those guys. Zach says, Vince, is she making a trip up to Milwaukee to rehab at JJ's? Philly Joe says, that sounds like a Philly. Yeah, the 84 Cubs were like half Phillies. There were a ton of Phillies on that team. So who, of course, Sandberg and with Sandberg's health, don't know if he'll be there. He's battling cancer. Sounds like he's doing well though. 84 Cubs. Let's see. Sandberg started off with the Phillies. Larry Boa, Gary Matthews, Bob Dernier, Keith Moreland. Who else was on the Phillies from that team? Dick Ruthven, did he play for the Phillies? I can't remember. Warren Brewstar was a Philly. So yeah, quite a few. Will Garvey be there? No, he's stumping in California. So Steve Garvey, unfortunately, had to RSVP no. Victor says, what a reunion. George says 300. Damn, just think about half a hobby box you could buy for that price, right? Good morning, Terry. What's up? Bo's going to start studying ornithology. Bird ADD. I have bird ADD. Ooh, look, bird. John says you'll have a blast in Europe. No one goes there in the summer anymore. It's too crowded. Right. We had to, we were deciding like, we're going with another couple and friends of ours, and they have kids, and when their kids are like off doing camp or whatever, we're going to go. So it's June. So it's like, we don't want to go like to Spain in June and July, like end of June, early July. We don't want to go to Spain. It's going to be hot. So, so we're going to Switzerland. We'll see. I've never been. Shane says, try a Monday, Tuesday show. That would be like, I think that would be the death. That would be death. Cass is a basic Korean beer. So basic. Height is also a basic Korean beer. Asahi is a Japanese beer. Pearl Jam ran out of ideas decades ago, says John. The well is dry. George's can is dry. Gonna have to go back to my well. Dan says, is your well the fridge or CU? You want a Sega gaming system, but you don't have a CD burner. I don't even know you. I know. I do own a Sega. George stocked up. Brian says, worst is paying these ticket fees for old bands. Then they play new shit no one knows or wants to hear. I miss when old bands were free to watch at casinos and barbecues. Pearl Jam's not an old band, though. Well, maybe they are, but they're not to me. Damn it. They play, and Pearl Jam hasn't released a new album in a long time. So I don't go to, I'm not a concert guy. So probably the last concert I went to, I'm trying to think, might have been Smashing Pumpkins, and they played like all old stuff. So there was a couple new songs sprinkled in, but for the most part, they played all their classics. Max is saying he's in his third trimester. Aha. Brian says, Kurt's juice got the wrinkles out, but left an STD. Do not use on your balls. Here's a link. Baby names. Nigel popularity. The day the movers came and Bo left the camera was gold. It's been Fonzie on water skis since then. Jump the shark. George says, sounds like the pitcher had gambling debt. Can't wait for the show. Billington II, what's up? Johnny M's in the house. He says, good morning. Hookers get more than $1,000 a night, so I hear. It was the relief pitcher's interpreter that was negotiating. Moreland, Boa, Dernier, former Phillies. Dallas Green, yes, Dallas Green came over from Philly to the Cubs as the general manager. Rest in peace. You know, I'm surprised. Good morning, Sal Dougie. I wouldn't be shocked if Lee Elia, because he's still with us, right? He's 86, but Bob, who is he was a PR guy. I think he wrote a book with Lee, or did something regarding Lee Elia's book. Maybe he published it or something. I don't know, but I know he's in tight because he always said, oh yeah, Jim Fry was the manager. Lee Elia was 82, 83. Thank you, John, for correcting me. So I guess I'm not surprised that Lee Elia won't be there. Yes, Jim Fry was the 84 manager. Let's see. Dallas Green, GM. Dickie Knowles was a Phil. Porn star. Zach, if insurance would cover it, she would. Elia, only high, class of 55. So looking forward to that, June 25th. What else is going on? Let's play Name That Player. We're 37 minutes in. I've got some shipping. It's Card Show prep day. Let's do it. Name that player. Where's the let's get that scoreboard rolling. Max with a big lead, a commanding lead with 32 points. Flipping Sports Guy has 22. Dan has 12, but today is his specialty to make a run. Joe Trotto in fourth with 11. Matt and Card Hobbyist tied in fifth with 8 points each. And then there's the rest of your scoreboard scrolling at the bottom of the screen. George is like, fuck, only 37 minutes in and we're already at Name That Player. Yeah, usually it's like the hour mark. But I do need more time today for other things, so I can't just babble on. Let's see. So we're going to start with baseball this morning, and then we're going into non-sports. So John Mabey says Thompson. Thompson is not correct. Baseball. Pitcher. You know how this works? Dan says, more crooners, please. Philly Joe says, let's go. Maybe I can get a guess right. Bieber is correct. Max, I'm going to consult with YouTube. We don't want to. Last week was a giant shit show. So we will have YouTube up so we don't run into that mess again. Max was first on my screen. Let's consult with YouTube before we get into. I had. Max confirmed. So Max is at 33. All right, now we're into non-sports, and Max can go take a nap. Dan, you're up. It's going to be, actually, I don't know. I don't think Dan will get this one. There's some wrestling. It's non-sports. This is sports entertainment. Wrestling. Who's going to get this one? I bet nobody gets this. Dan says you're adding pressure. Do the Athletics make the wild card this year now that they are moving? Hey, speaking of Shane, I know Shane's a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle card coming up today. Dino Bravo is correct. Porter, wow. Porter. I didn't think anybody would get that. Porter. Porter, are you on the board? Porter, I think you've got. Oh, yeah, that's your 6th point. So, Porter, you have jumped Harlan in the standings. What I also like about mixing in non-sport is we get others that either don't get baseball or are slower. John says, I can't stop staring at his breasts. Hey, speaking of, where's Shane? Shane, don't go. All right, this is basically multiple choice. If you know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle names. If you know all 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle names, this is multiple choice. It looks like most of the names, Donatello was, all of the turtles' names, all of them were named. And we're going to give, if Shane didn't get this, I would have been disappointed. Raphael. So Shane, is that your first point, Shane? I think so. Knowing me, I'm like, I think that's your first point. Oh, he's got 11 points. That's usually how it goes. Shane. That is Shane on the board. All right. But you all know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle names. Raphael was the correct answer. We also had Michelangelo guessed, Donatello, Leonardo. There you go. Shane's first point. Got to highlight that. Spray the champagne. Shane's on the board. All right. Next up, music. All right. Now I think this is where Dan, this is where I think you can step up your game, right? Just spilled coffee. BB is not correct. Shit, I'm missing a lot of all right. BB King, not BB King, not Taylor Swift. Dan doesn't know. A lot of BB King answers. It is not BB King. It is Bo Diddley. And who was the first? I thought Porter was the first to have Bo Diddley. Let me see. BB, Holly, BB. Diddley. Bo Diddley. Card Hobbyist with Bo Diddley, which was one of my many nicknames. Wait, John says Harlan. Let me see. Let's go to the scoreboard or YouTube. I've got, let's see, BB King, Taylor Swift, BB King. No, BB, Holly, BB King, Michael Jackson, Tupac, Diddley, Card Hobbyist. Let's see. Card Hobbyist. I think you're way up there in the standings, aren't you? Yes, you have surpassed Matt. 9 points for Card Hobbyist. All right. Next up, science. All right. Do you know your science? Dan, are you going to be able to get this? Harlan says Einstein. No. It's not Mrs. Einstein either. I'm going to give it to Harlan because I see that's probably just a typo. We're going to give the point to Harlan, who added a W. Marie Curie. Harlan's on the board. All right. Harlan has, where are you at, Harlan? 6 points. So you regained the tie with Porter. Brian's in the house. Dan says, I thought Harlan was just adding names. All right, here we go. More music. Not Bo Diddley, nor is it BB King. It is Duke. Duke Ellington. I see a couple correct Duke Ellington responses. Let's see. Where are we at? JC3, Charlie on the board. Duke Ellington. I think that's Charlie's first point. Charlie's on the board. So Shane and Charlie with their first points. Charlie says, sometimes I know things. More music. More. Oh, man, this is going to be. All right. I have to. You know what? Let's do this. Okay. Can you see? I don't think you can see through this. Wait, it might be better if I do this. All right. Yeah, I don't think you can see through that. All right, music. Not Biz Marquee, not Wahlberger. Oh, Frampton's a good guess. It's not Frampton. It's not Jet. It's not Huey Lewis. It's not Peter Frampton. It's not Tom Petty. It's not John Fogerty. It's not Robert Plant. It's not Jimmy Page. It's Porter's real dad. It's not Shaw. It's not Rick Russell. It's not Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's not Morrison. It's not Jim Orvan. It's not Hall, nor is it Oates. It's not Lindsey Buckingham. This is a very mainstream. Bon Jovi is correct. Yes, it is John Bon Jovi. Oh, wrong one. Yes, it is Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi. There you go. All right, Max. He does look like Peter Frampton in that photo. All right. Harlan says no fair. I love Bon Jovi. Okay, 2 points. 2 points. I kind of like doing this. I don't have to hold up the 2 points on this one. 2 points. Where's Uncle Rich? There's Uncle Rich. I bet Uncle Rich knows this one. 2 points. 2 points available on this one. Lewis is correct. Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. Yes. Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. So who do we got? Harlan got Jerry Lewis. So let's put his Jerry Lewis point on. So Harlan moves up another point, 7, and he is now tied with Rich. Moves ahead of Porter. And nope. And who got Dean Martin? Oh, there we go. So Harlan got Jerry Lewis, and then Dean Martin went to the Card Hobbyist. So Card Hobbyist moves up another point, and he is at 10, double digits for Card Hobbyist. Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis. All right. I apologize, but we are going back to wrestling. And this is the last wrestling card for today. Where's my... Who knows their WWF wrestling? It is Ravishing Rick Rude. Ravishing Rick Rude. Who was the first to get that one? Let's see. Not Jake the Snake. Card Hobbyist. Another point for the Card Hobbyist. And you are now tied with Joe with 11. Dan still has the goose egg. He was begging for non-sports. Charlie says he's invisible. Let me see. Let's go to the tape. Let's go to the YouTube. Let's see. Card Hobbyist was first. Charlie, you got second. Next up. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This one. Who's going to get this one? It is Peter Frampton. I was going to give the hint that no, it's not John Bon Jovi. It is Peter Frampton as Billy Shears, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. All right. And Harlan got that one. Peter Frampton. Harlan moves up. And Harlan tied with Matt with 8 points. Next up, we're very music heavy today. Very music heavy today. Another oldie but a goodie. Charlie thought it was a bad pick of Jennifer Grey. Not Johnny Cash. I can see that. I can see Johnny Cash in that. Not Liberace. Not Denver. Not Caitlyn Jenner. Not Don Ho. Not John Davidson. Not Glenn Campbell. But yes, it is Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton is correct. Card Hobbyist with another point. Card Hobbyist making a nice little run today. And he jumps Joe and moves into a tie with Dan, who begged for non-sports. And Dan has not got a single point today. Dan. All right, Card Hobbyist. All right, next up. Let's see. John says that's not Wayne Newton. Topps probably got the wrong pick. I don't know. This isn't Topps. This is Collect-A-Card, 1993. Can't blame Topps. Let's see. Next up. Now, this is only worth 1 point, and I only want the band name. I do not want any individual band members. So I will not give points for any single names. Only the band name. Here we go. Not Def Leppard, not Oasis, not Aerosmith. It's The Doors. It is The Doors. Legends. All right. The first one to get The Doors was Def Leppard, Oasis, True Max, Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, Harlan with another point. And that puts Harlan at 9, and he jumps Matt. We've got some standings shuffling. Harlan ahead of Matt. And there we go. All right. We have 3 more cards remaining. And now we get to a card where I will take the actor name or the character he is playing on this card. So I won't take any other character names from other movies. Only the name or the movie that, or the character he's playing in this movie. Here, I'm going to use this. So here we go. So either the actor name or the character in this photo. Not Jim Carrey. It is Thor, or I would have also accepted Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth or Thor. Yes. Looks like we got a couple correct answers. And who was first? Star Trek, Jim Carrey, Thor, card hobbyist. Card hobbyist with 13 points, and you have leapfrogged Dan. 13 for card hobbyist, now in third place. 2 cards left. And music and acting. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's try to... again, I'm only accepting band name. I will not accept individual names. Band names. What some great songs. Some great songs from this band. And I love some of their hits. There weren't too many. I bet John knows. I feel like John was probably a groupie for this band. Or a roadie. Roadie or groupie. Let's see. Some good guesses. It's not Kiss. Not many hits from this band. Not the Traveling Wilburys. I like where you're going with that. Not Def Leppard. Not the Eagles. Not Styx. Not Spinal Tap. Not Mr. Big, but we're in the era. We're in the Mr. Big era. Not Winger. Not Night Ranger. Not Quiet Riot. Not Poison. The Four Preps is John's first roadie band. John did get it. After a few guesses, John got the Damn Yankees. Yes. The Damn Yankees. What a band. What a band. John on the board. And let's see. Where's John? John. You've got a few points now. 4 points. And you now leapfrog Tom Gibson and Huddle Card Collection. Where are we at? There we are. All right. All right. Damn Yankees. We're down to the last one. Ooh, Extreme was a good guess. Oh, I did not catch what John was doing. He named every band the members were in except for the band they were all in. Very clever. I like that. Ted Nugent, Tommy Shaw, Jack Blades, Michael Cardellone. Aha! Sneaky. I like it. Let's see. Rich says, if you really want a fun oldie song, listen to the Four Preps do More Money for You and Me. You do have to be old to understand some of the references, but it's a hilarious song. Charlie figured he was on Top Chat instead of live. Yeah, so it likely will be showing you as the first response. Make sure you have live chat, not Top Chat. All right. Shane has never heard of the damn Yankees. Oh, my goodness. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but do yourself a favor. YouTube search. Damn Yankees. Awesome hair metal. High enough. Can you take me high enough? That's some good singing right there. All right. Last card. I just want the actor name. Just the actor name on this one. George Burns. Yes. George Burns as Heartland Mayor Mr. Kite, Sgt. Pepper's. I've never seen this movie. Is it any good? I've never seen the movie. His role was God. Who got it first? Card Hobbyist, George Burns. And Card Hobbyist, nice little run. Dan, I did this for you, and you didn't get a single point. Dan wanted non-sports. Let's see. What's this? $1. I don't know what that means. Let's see. No idea who the hell that is. Apparently, I'm the only one here. You don't know George Burns? Let's see. You're not missing a darn thing with not seeing that movie. Oh, he donated. Oh, thank you, Shane. Thank you. I appreciate that. Where are we at? George Burns died and he was like 100, wasn't he? He was playing like 100-year-old characters in the 70s. Let's see. Where are we at? Here we are. So Shane and Charlie with their first points of the round. Max got a point today, 34, first place. Flipping Sports Guy sitting at 22. Card Hobbyist making a nice little run. He's at 14 in third place. Dan now in fourth place with 12. And Joe Trotto's in fifth with 11. Harlan made a run. He's in sixth place all alone with 9. Matt with 8. Rich with 7. Porter with 6. Scotty Dubs, Flawed Thinker, and Merle have 5 each. John with a point today has 4. Brian and Huddle Card Collection have 3. There's John again. Oh, see, that's what happens sometimes. I forget to delete the second one. So where's John? John, and there we go. All right, we'll run it back next Friday. Name that player. We'll go back to sports next week. Okay. So, older than George Burns was a saying back in the day. Tomorrow, Madison Card Show. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 175 dealer tables, 3 ballrooms. Come upstairs and see me. I'll have my quarter boxes. I'll have these cards in my quarter boxes. George Burns, Damn Yankees, Thor, The Doors, maybe or maybe not Wayne Newton, Peter Frampton, Bon Jovi, Rick Rude, Duke Ellington, Marie Curie, the Turtles. And what the hell? I'll throw in the Shane Bieber of 99 in my quarter box. So tomorrow, see me, Madison. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Free admission, 9 to 3. Come early. Early birds are welcome. If you get there really early, come look at my quarter boxes. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Shop my eBay store. Have we rolled that banner? Let's take a look. 99centcards.com. Link also in the description. I added more current stars and prospects yesterday. Some autographs and relics went into the store last night. Buy 7 or more at regular price, and you'll save 25% off at checkout. 99centcards.com. Link also in the description. Obviously, we won't go live tomorrow morning. We'll be at the Madison Card Show. We'll review it on Sunday. Sunday. Probably, let's say 9 a.m. Sunday morning, Central Time. We'll review the Madison Card Show. What else is going on? Next weekend, I don't think I have any card show. I'm not doing any card shows next weekend, so it'll be a full weekend of Hobby Evolution next week. And be prepared for the May 25th Madison Card Show, which coincides with Bratfest. Come out, see the Village People. And who else? Quiet Riot, not Quiet. Is it Quiet Riot? I can't remember who's playing Saturday night. So, all righty. That's going to wrap it. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you in Madison tomorrow, I will see you here on Hobby Evolution Sunday morning.